Okay, so you're here for the deep dive. You want to get smart, fast on something interesting.
That's the idea.
Right. And today we've got, well, a really fascinating topic. We're digging into insights from Lip Service A, His and Hers Guide to the Art of Oral Sex and Seduction.
Yeah, quite the title. But the material itself, it really focuses on connection and understanding.
Exactly. This isn't just about technique, though we'll get there. It's a practical guide, really. The mission today. Extract the key stuff, the actionable advice for, enhancing intimacy for everyone involved.
And what really stands out right away is how much emphasis is placed on communication, like even before anything physical happens.
Yeah, totally. The source talks about lusty language and how it can really boost libido for women.
But it's not just about saying anything, right? There's this whole idea of temperature and timing.
Spot on. It's like cooking, You don't just dump in chili powder right at the start.
Oh, good analogy.
You build it up, right? A slow burn. Gradually introduce the, let's say, dirtier talk. Pick the right words.
And the timing, that's critical. The source points out that a woman's mind is often buzzing with daily stresses, thoughts, lists.
Right, the mental load.
Exactly. So helping her relax, creating that focused attention is key, which leads to this concept they call pillow listening.
I liked that term. It sounds so intimate.
It is. It's simple. Head to pillow, face to face, just listening. No phones, no TV, just undivided attention.
Creating that bubble, yeah.
And it's not just hearing. It's the whole package, eye contact, a soft smile, maybe, gently touching her arm or hair.
Little things that signal you're really there.
Precisely. The source emphasizes how these gestures help someone feel seen, desired. It's fundamental.
And then there's the dig deeper technique within that listening, asking open-ended questions.
Yeah, showing you're genuinely interested in her thoughts, her day, whatever she's sharing. It makes her feel like a priority, validated.
Which builds intimacy. Makes sense.
And we even get a little cautionary tale.
Yeah.
About Bryce and his bad joke.
Oh, yeah. A good reminder to keep the humor tasteful. Avoid the adolescent stuff when you're trying to be intimate. Read the room.
Read the pillow talk, yeah.
Okay, so we've set the scene with listening and connection. But before things get closer, there's mouth maintenance.
Seems basic, but crucial, isn't it? The mouth is a powerful sex organ, as the source puts it.
Right. So hygiene is paramount. Brushing, flossing, mouthwash. Especially right before you get intimate.
It's presented as just basic consideration, really, like washing your hands. You want everything involved to be clean and, frankly, inviting. Fresh breath is a good start.
Definitely. Okay, then we shift to sweet nothings. Flattery is highlighted as a key element here.
And they break it down nicely. The 3 S's of flattery. Simplicity, sincerity, sensuality.
So keep it simple, make it genuine, like your eyes are lovely.
Exactly. Not over-the-top stuff that sounds fake. And for the sensual part, something direct but tasteful. Like, your skin tastes so good.
Yeah. More specific and present than just a generic compliment.
And it's not just about looks either. Complimenting her character, her abilities, how she makes you feel, that's powerful too.
And complimenting her sexual desirability or skills. The source says that can be really erotic, but...
But ease into it. Don't go 0 to 60 with explicit talk immediately. Build that comfort.
Right. And there was that advice from Dawn. If she seems uncomfortable with physical compliments at first...
Yeah, compliment her intelligence or her sense of humor. It shows you're paying attention and respecting her boundaries. It's thoughtful.
Good tip. The source also lists some flattering yet frisky phrases. Conversation starters.
Like what?
Things like, your hair is so soft and smells amazing, or your lips look delicious, I can't wait to taste them. Simple, suggestive, builds anticipation.
Nice. Direct but not crude.
And then there's the idea of telling her she's the woman of your dreams, and even wet dreams.
Whoa, okay. That's dialing it up.
Yeah, the source suggests it taps into feeling desired on a really deep primal level. It can be a huge confidence booster.
I can see that. Expressing that sort of subconscious desire.
And the way to share those dirty dreams, apparently, is to tease. Don't just lay it all out.
Make her curious. Let her pry.
Exactly. Give her a glimpse. Let her control the pace of how erotic things get. Builds tension.
Okay. And the dream examples were quite varied, weren't they?
Yeah.
From being tied up to exhibitionism.
Yeah, shows the range. But the core advice is still start gentle, flattery, shared memories, then gradually raise the temperature of the words.
Build that bridge to the more explicit stuff. Makes sense.
And focus on the feeling, the sensations, the sexy ideas, not just rattling off dirty words. body language, eye contact, that's huge.
Absolutely. And the suggestion to actually talk about which words are turn-ons and turn-offs beforehand, that's framed as respect.
Yeah, setting boundaries, even having a timeout signal if something doesn't land right.
That fosters trust, doesn't it? Keeps the focus on enjoying it together.
Totally. And ultimately, this whole focus on erotic language, it's about improving overall sexual communication for the couple. Big picture stuff.
Right. Okay, so moving from the verbal, the source gets into exploring female feel-good zones beyond the usual suspects.
Yeah, it really emphasizes the full body experience for women.
So what areas does it highlight?
Well, the face gently outlining it while complimenting her, the hair brushing it, running fingers through it, noticing the softness, the smell.
Appreciating her figure too, right? Not some ideal, but her shape. Admiring her curves, whether she's full or frail.
Exactly, appreciating her. Then ears get a lot of attention, apparently super sensitive.
Oh yeah, like how?
Sucking, licking, nibbling the lobe, the flap, whispering, blowing softly, even using the tongue gently in the canal, and that spot right behind the ear leading down the neck.
Yeah, very sensitive.
And the neck itself, kissing, stroking the sides. The source mentions its vulnerability, even links it to vampire lore for that primal appeal.
Interesting. So it's about exploring the whole landscape.
Definitely. And the environment matters too.
Hey.
Bedroom, bathroom, private, sensual. But even just changing it up like the floor adds novelty.
And what about props? The source mentioned erotic literature.
Yeah, as a passion prop, engaging the imagination, the mind. Powerful for female libido, maybe more so than visual porn for some.
Okay. And those story excerpts illustrated that.
They did. Very different scenarios. A multi-partner massage, a simple shower encounter sparking intimacy, even a surprising party hookup with anal play. Shows the diversity of female fantasy and pleasure.
Got it. So, shifting perspective now, setting the mood. The source says the man's mood is actually key for creating that sensual aura.
Yeah, his enthusiasm, a genuine smile, apparently it's infectious, makes her feel desired, comfortable.
Makes sense. And then this skin tingling treatment. Sounds elaborate.
It's a four-parter: foot rub, sensual massage, front and back warm stone caress if you have them, and erotic feathering.
So it's a progression from relaxing to aroused.
Exactly, preparing her body. And they suggest weaving in a sexy story during it, adding that mental layer.
Clever. And after that, kissing.
Big time. It culminates in the full-body kiss, presented as this ultimate expression of adoration, love, desire, building a unique bond.
And that story about Sarah and Michael.
Yeah, it showed how transformative that could be. Kissing everywhere else first before genitals really changed things for her responsiveness.
Wow. Okay. And there were styles of kissing, the 3 S's.
Right. Sweet, gentle, romantic, sinful, passionate, intense, primal, and sultry, slow, teasing, agonizingly erotic.
Different moods for different moments.
Exactly. And to pull those off, you need the 3 Ps.
Pace, pattern, and pressure.
You got it. How fast or slow, the sequence of where you kiss, and how light or firm the touch. And for sultry, slow pace is essential. Build that anticipation.
Boy, letting it simmer.
Which leads to making pleasure plans, like mental maps, tailored to her preferences, incorporating the style, kiss types, the Ps.
We saw some examples, right? Plan B was sultry head to toe.
Yeah, with specific kisses for forehead, ears, neck, breasts, belly, legs, toes. Very detailed. And Plan C was sinful, focusing on anal stimulation, kissing, rimming, maybe penetration.
But always emphasizing permission and going slow.
Always.
Yeah.
Consent and gradual approach are stressed repeatedly.
Yeah. And before getting into oral sex specifically, there was the find and fondle method.
Yeah, a way to explore her genitalia. Encourages admiration, talking about what feels good, really watching her reactions. Everyone's different.
And it addresses female self-consciousness, too, about cunnilingus.
Definitely. Concerns about appearance, feel, smell, taste, partner's enjoyment. It highlights how important reassurance from a thoughtful lover is.
Good to acknowledge that. Okay, so the art of cunnilingus itself.
Framed as deeply intimate, loving, pleasurable, not just a mechanical act.
And adaptable. Different scenarios.
Yeah, after a body kiss, in the shower, during role play, and specific techniques mentioned like an Eskimo kiss on the pubic mound, rimming the vaginal opening.
Building arousal gently. And there was advice on discussing pubic hair.
Delicately. It's about preference and communication.
And a key warning about pressure.
Huge point. Common complaint is too much pressure. The advice is err on the softer side. Start indirect with the clitoris, finesse over force.
Got it. Soft touch first.
Then they bring back the 1, 2, 3s style, kiss types, Pace pattern pressure applied specifically to cunnilingus.
And add fingering techniques.
Yeah, to enhance it. Labial massage, labial spreading, V-stroking, and clitoral stimulation again, emphasizing wetness and starting indirect.
So combining touch and oral.
Right. And these detailed oral pleasure plans, like Plan B, sultry, slow, steady, working from pubic mound down, various kisses, fingering, maybe elevating her pelvis.
They're useful for everyone, beginners and experienced folks.
That's the idea. Spark creativity, keep things exciting. And Plan C, the sinful one, focusing on analingus after a sinful body kiss, licking, swirling, rimming, maybe penetration.
Again, watching reactions carefully.
Absolutely crucial. And then toys.
Toys to enhance cunnilingus.
Yep. Bunny rabbit vibrators for dual stimulation, tongue vibes for focused clit work, fingertip vibes, strap-ons, clip pumps.
Lots of options. And lube compatibility mentioned too.
Essential point. Got to use the right lube with the toy material.
And finally, for cunnilingus, asking questions.
Yes, a list of questions to understand her specific preferences, and advice for her on guiding him verbal cues, physical direction, reacting with pleasure.
So empowering both partners. Okay, makes sense. Now flipping the script. His passion. Male desire for oral sex.
The source is blunt. It's a top male fantasy. Lack of it. Major complaint for some men.
And that online forum anecdote about including the testicles.
Yeah, highlights that male pleasure isn't just about the penis shaft or head. There are other sensitive areas.
Important detail and addressing women's potential concerns. Smell, taste.
Practical advice given. Showering together helps. Diet can impact semen taste. Offers reassurance.
Okay, leading into the art of fellatio. The goal is reframing it.
Exactly. Moving past any negative stigma, seeing it as intimate, loving, pleasurable for both.
And that example with Brianna Monroe. Different views on terms like blowjob.
Shows how important language is here, too. Need that open communication about what feels comfortable and respectful.
And applying the earlier lessons. Dirty talk, mood setting, body kissing.
All relevant to creating the right context for fellatio.
Yeah.
Approaching it with enthusiasm, not obligation.
And the 3 S's apply here too. Sweet, sinful, sultry.
Yep. Different styles. The sweet example involved imagined onlookers, adding a little playful exhibitionism.
Interesting twist.
And positions.
Various suggestions. Him sitting, him straddling her chest, different dynamics.
And the blowjob blueprints, like the pleasure plans.
Pretty much. Blueprint A, sweet gentle, glans to base, light average pressure. B, sultry, endurance, anus to glans strokes, varied pressure. D, sultry, partner on all fours, deep strokes, suction, encouraging interaction.
So, different techniques for different vibes and options for ejaculation.
The 5 are listed. Keep in mouth, ejaculate elsewhere on body, transition to intercourse. Depends on preference and agreement. Communication again, always key. What about toys for him?
Toys for boys, yeah. Presented as ways to ease the workload, add pleasure, add novelty.
Like what? Masturbation toys, penis rings.
Both mentioned as possibilities during fellatio. Rings specifically help maintain erection.
And anal toys for him too. Butt plugs, beads.
Briefly touched on. Can be combined with fellatio, but lube and gradual introduction are key, especially for newbies.
And using fingertip or tongue vibrators on him?
Also suggested for adding unique sensations during oral.
Okay, so the final takeaway on fellatio seems to be personalization.
Absolutely. The tailor-made blowjob. Understanding his unique preferences through practice and talking about it.
Even if men are sometimes hesitant to spell things out.
Right. Which is why the source strongly recommends asking. It provides that list of 10 questions.
Covering pressure, speed, techniques, favorite spots, hands, dislikes, ending, toys. Really comprehensive.
Gets everything out in the open.
So, wrapping this whole deep dive up, what's the big picture?
It really circles back to understanding, communication, and a willingness to explore and personalize things together. That seems to be the foundation for better intimacy and pleasure.
Yeah, moving beyond assumptions and really connecting.
Exactly. We wanted to give you, the listener, those key insights, actionable stuff, maybe some surprises, to feel, well-informed.
Hopefully it sparks some thoughts about your own experiences or understanding of intimacy.
For sure. And maybe one last thing to chew on.
Go for it.
How can really making an effort to understand both your own desires and your partner's, and then actually talking about them, how can that unlock, totally new levels of connection and excitement?
A powerful question.
Yeah.
Definitely something worth exploring further.